Hi Satish,
ஹாய் மேம்.
எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
நல்லா இருக்கேன். நீங்க எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
ஓ நல்லா இருக்கோம். எங்க சதீஷ் வீடு?
வீடு ரத்னபுரியில. ஐ மீன்
ஆ
ஓல்மி பஸ் ஸ்டாண்ட் இருக்கா, பேக் சைடுல வீடு.
பேக் சைடு. ஓகே ஓகே.
ஆமா மேம். நீங்க
நான் வந்து இங்க ஜிவி ரெசிடென்சி சதீஷ்.
பீலமேடு அங்க.
பீலமேடு ஆமா. ஏன்னா எனக்கு ஸ்கூல் இங்க பக்கத்துல, இது பக்கம் இல்ல, இது நம்ம நீலாம்பூர் தாண்டி அந்த மகாராஜா தீம் பார்க் தெரியுமா உங்களுக்கு?
ஆ ஆமா மேம்.
அதுக்கு ஆப்போசிட்ல ஸ்கூல் எனக்கு. ஸோ பட் இங்கேருந்தே எனக்கு ஒரு ஆல்மோஸ்ட் 15 கிலோமீட்டர்ஸ் ஒன் வே வரும். பட் பஸ் இருக்கனால ஒன்றும் தெரியாது
ஓ
அந்த மாதிரி.
காலேஜ் பஸ்ல போய் ஸ்கூல் பஸ்ல
ஸ்கூல்
போயிட்டு
பஸ்.
வந்தது.
ஆமா ஆமா ஆமா. Yeah.
அவங்க பாப்பாங்களும் உங்க கூட தானா இல்ல அவங்க
ஆமா.
வேற?
அவங்க 2 பேருமே அங்க தான் படிக்கிறாங்க. ஒரே ஸ்கூல்ல தான் இருக்கோம். ஆ
சரி சரி.
பெரியவன் வந்து 5த், சின்னவன் வந்து 3rd.
ஓகே ஓகே. அவரு அண்ணன்
அவங்க
என்ன பண்றாரு?
மை ஹஸ்பண்ட் அவர் வந்து he works for Bosch.
ஓ கோயம்புத்தூரா இல்ல
கோயம்புத்தூர் தான்,
பெங்களூர்?
கோயம்புத்தூர்.
கோயம்புத்தூர். ஓகே
பெங்களூர்ல
ஓகே.
இருந்தாங்க முதல்ல. ஆனா இப்போ
சரி.
he is in கோயம்புத்தூர்.
நீங்க ஜெர்மன்ல இருந்து ஏன் வந்துட்டீங்க, ரிட்டர்ன் வந்துட்டீங்க?
I felt it is enough அந்த மாதிரி. ஒரே செகண்ட்.
ஓகே.
I should close the door, no, please. Thanks. Because I thought maybe others are there, so I'll stick on to English.
ஓகே ஓகே.
It's just that I thought it's good for children to grow up here, better boys, and there are so many restrictions there in Germany for children. It's not that
ஓகே.
it's restriction; it's also about a little bit of racism is always in the blood
ஓ
for them.
சரி.
And of course, no, we look different. For children also, they look very different. So they have a lot of questions. Both my boys are actually very quiet, not very naughty. They are naughty, but not really that naughty somebody cannot hold. And not like that.
சரி.
They are very sweet. Sometimes they are very difficult to handle. But being a teacher, I think I've learned my ways to handle them well.
ஓகே.
And I also had a very beautiful childhood. Like my parents were very free with me. There was no big restrictions. So I
ஓகே.
think it's easy. Anga when the boys, I feel there are so many things. Of course, winter is a big thing for us. And we thought it's better that the boys are growing up here. But my elder one always tells me, that he wants to go back to Germany. And he actually knows a little good, like he can speak a little good German. So he's keeping up the pace. So he really wants to go there and study, is what he says now. I don't know. It might change. No, he's only 10 years old now. But he's really looking forward because from 6th grade is when they start learning German in school.
ஓகே.
So, appo adnala, he's looking forward. So he'll ask me, "Will you be my teacher?" No, I don't. I do only grade 8, 9, and 10. I
ஓகே.
do only the higher grades. There is another person who has been in Germany for a year. She has done her B1. So he always asks me, will you be my teacher next year, Amma?" Then I tell them, no, 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 I can't be your teacher next year. But of course, when you come to grade 8. And I feel a lot of freedom is there in our country than like we can go to study, we can go to work, but usually you also know, no, you have been outside, you know very well, right? How you wanted to come back whenever there is a chance, like we will just like try to come here, right?
எனக்கு இந்தியால இருக்கிறதோட அங்க இருக்கிறதா ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். அதான்
You
பெட்டரா
had,
இருக்கும்.
yeah, I think like that age is like that, Satish. How old are you? 22?
28.
28? You wait for 4 more years, 5 more years. If you are going to say this the same thing again, I will accept it. Because I was also there from 21, 22, 23. I was there.
ஓகே.
Again, I went when I was like 31, 30, 31, 32. So, it's a very different thing. Initially, I used to like so much and all that. Then suddenly you change, right? When the then yeah, if you had asked me 7, 8 years before, I would have always told, no, no, I want to live in Germany. That's what was my answer. Now I have a very different perspective about life. And the school is so beautiful. That is the one thing that keeps me really
ஓகே.
like.
ஓகே.
Okay, hi everyone. That was a very small chat. Sorry, we couldn't
It's okay, ma'am.
include you a lot.
Hello.
Yeah, he asked me how why did I come here and why. This was a very similar question in the other group also in the morning. So, will
Okay.
you prefer to live in India or in Germany? I said like,
German.
yeah, for the next 5 6 years, I see myself being in India for the education of children. Maybe then we might move for some time, is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's nice to like speak to people, you know the language, it becomes more comfortable for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guten Tag und wie geht's euch?
Good and tag.
Wie geht's euch is like, how are you? Good?
Good.
That's nice. Okay, so as we saw the last class, right? We saw about like what could be like the day, the night, all of that. So I'm going to open out that first lesson and the second lesson for you. I would like somebody else to read the alphabets for us and the words that we were looking at the last week. Yeah. So I'm just going to, yeah, the last pages right here. So we still there are only 6 people. I don't know what happened. So let us just start. Let them come and join later. Okay, who is going first? Who would like to read today? Once this and then the alphabets will go to the alphabets. Just try. It's good to really pronounce it, get the pronunciations right then and there, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, Ajit.
Yeah. Shall I start?
Yes, please. Yes. Bitter.
Um, Hello. Hello.
Mhm.
Good and tag. Good and Morgan. Good and Abend. Gute Nacht. Groups got. Group say. Servus. Choose. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiederhören. And bis bald.
And Bisbal. Sehr gut. Guten Tag. Guten.
Good and
Guten.
tag.
Good. It's not guten. E that
Okay.
e does shouldn't come. It's like guten.
Good and
Guten.
good
Yeah,
and
that e, yeah, e is a little silent. That's nice. Danke sehr. Und dann gehen wir weiter
and
zum die zweite Lektion, das Alphabet. Wer möchtest du lesen? Who wants to read it? Maybe I'll just stop sharing and share the one which we really need for now. Yeah, here. Yeah. Who likes to read it? Maybe Vishnu, can you start reading it? A, B, C, D. Couldn't hear you, Vishnu. Ajil, can you hear Vishnu?
I can hear you, man.
No, no, Ajil, can you hear Vishnu talking? No,
No,
right?
not it. No.
Okay, just find out. No, we can't hear you. We can like very feeble. I can hear your voice through the phone or your laptop. I don't know. Is it an iPad or something? Or a phone? Through the phone, I can hear you are saying a hello. No, no. That is like very feebly I can hear you. Okay, Vishnu, you find out what it is with you. So meanwhile, I'll ask Meenakshi to read the alphabets for us. Meenakshi, can you please read that for us?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Sehr good. And the last four?
A, U,
Set.
Z.
Yeah. A, U, set. Yeah, that U. For instance, when I say O, it's shown. Shown, it's with an O, which means already. Okay. S say ha. S say ha. O N. That's what is a spelling. Okay. But when I say S say ha. O umlaut N, then I don't say shown with an O. Instead, shown. U. Shown. That's what is a sound that comes out. Yeah. And yeah, can anyone, Shri Jesh, can you just read the alphabets once for us again? It would be a
Okay.
very good. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, just hold on. Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, F, J, A, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V,
Fow,
W,
fow.
V, W, X, Y, Z.
Then the four letters.
A, O, R, Z.
Set. Sehr good. So one thing is A, B, C, D, A. Okay. One is that. And A, and this is A is like a very, very short E. And then F, G, H, E. Can you read that alone? All the three letters for me?
Yes,
E,
ma'am.
F, G, H, I. Can you read that of Deutsch?
E,
A,
F,
A,
J, A,
A.
F,
F,
J,
G,
F,
G,
H,
G, G,
G,
H,
H,
E,
I, E,
E. Yeah,
E.
genau. Yeah. So I'm going to write down small verbs for you. Like for instance, at times we use bitte, lesen Sie vor. Lesen means a verb which means to read. Okay. Please read it. 1 second. Please read it. That's what it's a very close meaning. For lesen means to read it aloud or read it whatever is in front of you, please read it. That is what means bitte lesen Sie vor. Yeah, there are some classroom vocabulary. That's what I wanted to bring it right to you. What are classroom vocabularies? Those small sentences or phrases that I use to ask you to read, to write, or anything. Yeah. So first is Klassenzimmer. Klassenzimmer means class room. Okay. Vocabulary. I'll write it down in English as well so that it's you don't have to really think of what it is. Classroom vocabulary, which means classroom vocabulary or Klassenzimmer vocabulary, classroom vocabulary. The first would be bitte lesen Sie vor, means please read it. Whatever is there in front of you, please read it. The second could be warten Sie bitte. Warten Sie bitte is please wait. Because sometimes when you read, I had to really interrupt you. Usually I don't like to interrupt people when they are talking. I'm a very good listener. I can listen to anyone for any long time. Yeah. But sometimes when you make there is a change, it is good to stop you right there to really tell you this is not the way, this is the right way. It's not wrong or right. Actually, even I wouldn't use right or wrong. This is the way it should be. Of course, you are learning, right? So I would just use this word warten Sie bitte, means please wait, so that whenever you're reading, you can stop. Okay. And then the third could be, okay, in my perspective, I'm going to write some, and in the student's perspective, I'm going to write some words. Okay. Buchstabieren. Sie, das Wort. We learnt about das Wort, isn't it? Das Wort means the word. Das Wort, and then comes any word, whichever word I'm going to ask you. And what does this mean? Buchstabieren means to spell. Okay, and the whole thing, like, I can just copy it down right here so that it becomes much easier. Oops. Oh, this is like, wait, just hold on. Okay. Buchstabieren means to spell. So buchstabieren Sie das Wort. Any word. And I'm just going to leave that blank, so we can fill it up whenever, or I will fill it up whenever I really need to. Yeah. And of Deutsch, there is one thing that I would like to tell you. See, whenever the word, and then I'm going to tell you some word. For instance, lesen or Klassenzimmer. Buchstabieren Sie das Wort Klassenzimmer, which means classroom, right? Then the quotes in German is very different from how we write in English. Okay, this is how what you see in front of you is how it is in English, but of Deutsch it actually is like this. Actually, I don't have a double quotes which is very close to each other, but it actually starts at the end, like down, and then finishes up. It's like this. Like it starts right down because we are writing like this, and then a quotes and the end quotes is up. This is how we do a double quotes. And why is it so? It's how the language is. Like, I don't really know why it is really like that, but this is how they use the double quotes. Okay, so you shouldn't be surprised when you see a sentence with the double quotes and the double quote starts with the down, like it starts exactly like a comma, two commas together. I have put actually two commas together because I cannot really bring any other double quotes in a German, like a keyboard. The double quotes are available in a very different way. Oh, Buchstabieren, see, this word means spell the word. These are all classroom vocabularies. It makes your life easier when you know what this teacher is going to like, or the tutor is going to just tell you. If you know these words, you will be hearing it often, so it would be easy when you know those sentences. And then we are say, okay, then wer möchtest or möchtet das lesen? Lesen, again it comes, right? It's a question. It's a W question, like why, what, who. You have some question words in English. Exactly. There are some question words in German. Wer means who. Who would like to read it? Yeah. Who would like to read, or who likes to read it? Anyhow you want to take it, you can take it. Wer möchtest das lesen? Das means that. Like to read it or read that. Maybe if I have the das alphabet. Wer möchtest das Alphabet lesen? Or wer möchtet die, for instance, die Begrüßungen lesen? The greetings, right? So that is what it is. So this is one. And from the student's perspective, sometimes you might not know what it is, right? Ich verstehe das nicht, which means I do not understand that. That's what ich verstehe das nicht. Ich verstehe das nicht, which means I do not understand that. And all these Klassenzimmer vocabulary. For instance, I don't understand. Can you please say that again? Or it could be please a little slowly. Or if you want to ask me, okay, I'm going to say a word, book, for instance, möchtet. When you really do not know how to spell it, then you can use the same thing. Bitte buchstabieren Sie das Wort, whatever I'm saying. You can also say that to me. It's not only the teacher says to the students, it is also the other way around. The students can also ask the same question to the teacher because they might not know how to spell it as it is just the start of the classes. Yeah. And then you can also say when I am very prone to go a little faster, I can really be like very clear about that because I have been always with yeah, of course with children it is a very different call. We do very little with children every day, and they have 4 years to really finish the exams. So we'd go very slowly, and they know, like when I'm in ninth, when I'm actually in ninth grade or the 10th grade, my speed is quite fast because they have been learning German for the past 3 years, so they know what I mean. I don't have to tell them anything, so it is different. But with a seventh grader or an eighth grader, I would go very slowly. But with adults, I've always done B1 or A2 where they know there is a previous knowledge of German. So I'm just like very vulnerable at times to really go faster. So when I go faster, you can say, please take it slowly, or I can say, please a little slower, which means bitte langsam. Langsam, oops, L is small. Bitte langsam means please a little slower. Yeah. Or slower or slowly you can bring it. Bitte, please a little slowly. That is bitte langsam. And the other way around, when you want me to repeat something, yeah, I have been talking about some things, but you didn't really understand it. And then you wanted to ask, can you please repeat it? Or can you come again? Or can you say that again? Anyway, there are so many ways in English. There are so many ways in German as well, exactly. But noch einmal. Ein is the first number. Eins, zwei, drei. We will learn about the numbers, then you will know. Noch einmal means once more. Bitte. Maybe if you are asking me, you don't have to have bitte initially. I would just like, you can just like be free to ask me noch einmal bitte, or bitte noch einmal. When you ask people outside, a stranger or something, you're talking to a person and then they are saying something but you didn't understand, then you can bring that to say, can you please say that again? And then you can say noch einmal bitte with a lot of respect, yeah, because people are prone to speak their own languages faster. Like, of course, like when I was talking to Satish, so I was just thinking, okay, so like, we can speak good. Even there are like people who know Tamil a little bit, but they won't really understand how the speed of a native speakers are, right? When you speak Malayalam, I understand Malayalam, but when the adolescents or the teens speak, I don't understand anything because it's too faster for me. Yeah, that's how it is. Bitte noch einmal. These sind unseren Klassenzimmer Vokabular. Diese sind unseren Klassenzimmer Vokabular, which means these are some of our classroom vocabulary. So, and suddenly, if you are going to say, there is only one more thing. Suddenly, you're going to say, oh, just wait a moment. Yeah. And that you can say, ein Moment bitte. It's exactly the same like English. Moment is moment. Ein Moment bitte is one moment, please. Yeah. Try to use these words when you want to stop me, when you want to ask me. Yeah. And there is one more thing I forgot about that at all. Ich habe, even though you are not really like you cannot frame questions at this time of learning because you have just started learning, but you can start learning how to just start speaking. Ich habe eine Frage, which means I have a question. That is all are the Klassenzimmer Vokabular. Ich habe eine Frage, which means I have a question. And then you can ask your question in English for now, of course. But when the classes go by, when we finish your second lesson or the third lesson, then definitely I would expect you to ask questions in German. Yeah. And you can also, like whenever I say something, then I would ask them auf Deutsch bitte. Means auf Deutsch bitte. Auf Deutsch bitte means in German, please. Yeah. When we are prone, or everyone is prone to really, like, for instance, there is a word and they're reading it. And then suddenly if I say some spelling, can you read the spelling, Buchstabieren and see this word? And they suddenly go switch to English and they spell that word in English. Then immediately you can listen, like, you can expect this. Auf Deutsch bitte means in German, please. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read all the sentences for you. So you can just like repeat it once for yourself to see how it sounds. Yeah. Klassenzimmer Vokabular. Klassenzimmer Vokabular. Klassen means class. Zimmer means room. Classroom vocabulary. Bitte lesen Sie vor. That is F, right? Because it's not vor, it's like VOR. No, it's like for. Bitte lesen Sie vor. And in German, it is like there is a Stamm. Stamm is like always a stop after every word. It doesn't like a garland, it doesn't go like that. And in Tamil also we can just join many sentences like that, right? Two words can be joined together and you have a nice tone. But in German it is like bitte lesen Sie vor. It's not bitte lesen Sie vor. Like it doesn't come like that. Bitte lesen Sie vor. And even every word will have a small full stop after every single word. It doesn't join together like that. Buchstabieren Sie das Wort. And then you can say the word zum Beispiel. Zum Beispiel means for example. Zum Beispiel. I can just like write down like this, means zum Beispiel is for example. Yeah. Zum Beispiel Klassenzimmer. Buchstabieren Sie das Wort bei Klassenzimmer. And next is, wer möchte das lesen? Or wer möchte das Alphabet lesen? Wer möchte das lesen? And möchtet comes from the verb möchten, which means would like to. Who would like to read that? Yeah. Then coming to the student vocabulary. Das sind die Lehrer-Vokabular. Ich bin Lehrerin. Lehrerinnen are the teachers. And es gibt Student-Vokabular. The students' vocabulary. Ich verstehe das nicht. Ich verstehe. F-E-R is what you have to see when you see the V. Yeah. Verstehe das nicht. And then you go to bitte langsam. And then you have bitter. Noch einmal. Bitter. Noch einmal, which means one more time, please. Then, if you want to stop to say, I want a moment. Ein Moment bitte. Yeah? Ein Moment bitte. And the last is, ich habe eine Frage. Habe comes from the verb haben, and ich habe eine Frage. And it is also very, very important to not just wait to speak any language. You don't have to read it. You don't have to really know the alphabets. You don't have to know the grammar. Because just think, when you were like 2 years old, did you read any grammar to speak your mother tongue? No. And it is like purely by observation. Our minds and our brains are so programmed in such a way that when somebody speaks, you get to really hear these things and store it in your brain. So just start speaking. It's not that you really need to wait to know the alphabets. Oh, I don't know the grammar, I can't speak. No, just you have to shed your shyness to really speak it out. Yeah. So these are the class and simmer vocabulary that I would like to tell you today. And dann weitergehen wir means like we will go ahead. So I'm going to stop sharing this and come back to our lesson. Das alphabet that is shown. Wir haben das schon gemacht. Wir haben das schon gemacht means we have already done that. Okay. Dann gehen wir weiter. Weiter, W-E-I-T-E-R. Weiter is like we go forward. Weiter means forward. Okay. Ja, wir haben vielleicht 10 Wörter in dieses Tabelle gelernt. 10 Wörter means 10 words in dieses Tabelle. Tabelle means table. Gelernt means learnt. Okay. So, Ajmal, would you like to read the first row for us, please? Bitte lesen Sie vor.
Entschuldigung, danke, bitte, hallo, das Wort.
Sehr gut. Entschuldigung, danke, bitte, hallo, das Wort. Sehr gut. And do you know the meanings of all these, Ajmal?
Yeah, Entschuldigung means I'm sorry, like please.
Or excuse me. Excuse me as well.
Excuse
Yeah.
me. Excuse me.
Danke.
Thanks.
Bitte.
Please.
Hallo.
Hello.
Das
Hello.
Wort.
That word.
The word. The word. Okay. The word.
Okay.
Yeah.
The word.
Okay.
The word. Yeah, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah. So, Thomas Albert, can you read the second row for us, please? Bitte lesen Sie vor. Thomas, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Thomas. Can you read the second row for all of us, please?
Manchmal.
Heute.
Heute. Gestern.
Ja.
Morgen.
Morgen. Ja.
Alice.
Alles. Alles means all. Yeah. And do you know the meanings of these words, Thomas?
Yes, ma'am.
Ja, manchmal bedeutet.
Sometimes.
Manchmal, ja, that's right. Heute bedeutet.
Today.
Gestern bedeutet.
Yesterday.
Morgen bedeutet.
Morning.
Und wir haben zwei Bedeutung. Bedeutung means
Tomorrow.
sehr good. Sehr good. You got it. It's tomorrow or morning. Sehr good. Alles bedeutet
All.
very good. So we will go on to the other three rows today to just see what are all the other words. Maybe I can just put a slideshow for you so it is even much more clearer. Yeah. So the third row, what we see right here is der Hunger. Ich habe Hunger means any guesses?
Hungry?
Versuchen Sie. Yes, hungry. Sehr good. Versuchen means to give a try or guess. Okay. Versuchen Sie means, yeah, to just give a try. Und das ist richtig. Richtig is right. Falsch means wrong.
No.
Richtig und falsch. Okay. Hunger bedeutet, yeah, hungry. The hunger in English, which is a substantive, like a substantive, and of Deutsch we call that as substantive. Yeah, the hunger is prominent in Africa, which means in Africa there is a lot of children and people who are dying out of hunger. There is a lot of malnutrition there. So hunger is a noun. Okay, that's
Okay.
good. Next one, moment. Any guesses?
Moment.
Any moment, yeah. This
Moment.
present moment, yeah. That's moment. Sehr gut. Der Abend.
Abend means is evening.
Mm,
Afternoon.
no.
Evening.
Evening. Sehr gut. Du hast es richtig gesagt. You have that correctly said. You said it correctly. Der Abend means the evening. Das Auto.
That
Car.
that car.
Yeah, the car. Yes, that's auto. Which is the car which is very famous now in India? Any cars that are really famous now?
MG.
Tata.
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 Tata's, what is that? Which car is that?
Nexon.
Nexon. Somebody says MG
Harrier.
Harrier, yeah. Yeah, Harrier is, and even MG Hector. I don't think so. It's a very big hit, right?
But Hamji's service is not good.
5-seater.
Yeah, that's what, with the hype that we saw on the TV, I don't think so. Like one of my cousin who owns a MG Hector, and he says, "Oh, I
Hamji's is new Gloucester is famous. Gloucester.
yeah." And yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's auto, the car. And which color is usually the most best color, do you think?
Black.
White.
Some says white and some says black.
Dark.
Dark, okay.
Yeah.
Dark colors.
Matte black is.
Yeah, but I think the maintenance is very high, isn't it, for black? You have to really keep a cloth with you always to wipe it out and keep it shiny. Otherwise, it looks horrible. Whenever I see a black car, I always think the people should get black only if they are very dedicated to cleaning. Otherwise, black looks horrible. White or anything, of course, it looks like a splash of colors, if at all, even if it is rainwater. But in Coimbatore and around Coimbatore, Tirupur, Karur, and Erode districts, many of them have white cars. I can just imagine if at all there are so many white cars in Kerala, it would be like the down part will be always muddy, isn't it? Because you have a lot of rain throughout the year. Here it is not that much. So people can really take care of a white car so well. And you have seen, right? Many of them wear white and white. They wear a white shirt and that white dhoti. Really that
Politician.
white. They are not politicians. They will be business people. But then, you can't really, like, it is like that washing powder, Nirma, like that. It will be like white, yeah. So they want to
Rim.
have a Yeah, Rin, that's right. And they want to have a matching car. So we have a lot of white cars in Coimbatore and around. And auto, the car is a very, very happening topic in Germany. If you talk to somebody about car, that's it. You can just like, you know, you can cut your ear off, stick it on the other person's hand and go, because they will be talking about cars forever, weather forever, food definitely forever and ever. So you know it, if you take these three topics, you can really see that the people are very, very, and sport, of course, football, you don't even have to hear. They will be talking about every single thing. If you know, you can talk, otherwise don't ever open the topics to them. You know, they are very, very like blah 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 blah, they'll go on talking. Then I would like think like SPB, how he sings one song without whole, like, you know, without leaving the breath, they will be talking. Then I would be like thinking, okay, when are they going to stop this now? Like that. They are Germans, of course. They're very quiet on one side, they are very talkative on the other side. So this is how the culture there is. And coming back to our own box, später.
Later.
Later.
Later. Yeah, good. Später means later. And you can see how the A umlaut here is pronounced. It's sp. Später means
Right.
later.
Later.
Later. And gleich. Gleich. Any there is no, it's a very different word. We don't have anything similar in English. But gleich, if there are any other suggestions, I can tell you one sentence. For instance, if you just tell a child, I'm going to give you a chocolate after 10 minutes, what will the child say?
Too
And you
late.
too late or too late, the child can't say too late, amma, no, something else they will say.
No.
No. And what do they want? When do they want that? When they would like to eat the chocolate? It is almost like
When they
only.
eat spicy things.
No. See, I'm just asking. I have a chocolate in my hand. I'm just going to tell them I'm going to give this chocolate to you 10 minutes later. Immediately, what will the reaction of a child be? You have to think like a child. You can't think like a 20-year-old and all that.
Anger.
Now.
Anger.
Yeah,
No.
good, Ajmal. Very good. Now, there is no other word for anything. If you show them the chocolate and they will get it from your hand. They will say now. That's gleich. Gleich is now. Sometimes it is gleich is now, or sometimes there are there's small change in the meanings. Gleich is also same or similar. Same or similar is ich habe die gleiche Bleistift, for instance. If I say this is a pencil, okay? So gleiche Bleistift means I have a very similar pencil with me. Gleich, which means same, or gleich is now. Both meanings. It is used often in both the context also. There is nothing like this is used more of now or more of same or similar. No, it's used gleich. Then you have ja. This is a very easy one. Ja.
Yeah. Yes.
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 Nine.
Yeah.
9.
Iron.
No.
No, that's right. 9 means no. Then we have gut. Sehr gut.
Good.
You have seen this a lot.
Good. Good.
Good. And it comes in Guten Morgen,
Guten
Guten
Morgen.
Abend, Guten Tag, or Gute Nacht, Gute Reise, happy traveling. All of this you see, right? So good means, and we say it as G-O-O-T. That is what is the pronunciation. It's goat. And it has to be a little elaborated. That U has to be O-O. It's good. Yeah. And then you have das Haus. Das is einfach. Einfach is easy. That is easy. Es ist einfach. Das Haus.
The house.
The house. Sehr gut. And then we come to the very, very major one, Essen. Essen. Ich esse Fisch. Ich esse kein. Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Eat.
Eat. I eat fish. That's what. Essen is a verb which means to eat. And the next word is trinken. Ich trinke Cola.
Drinking.
Drink.
Drink.
Trinken means to drink.
Drink.
That's right. And then you have das Handy. What's handy? Now people, you cannot see people without this in their hands.
Mobile phone.
Mobile phone.
That's right. Handy means mobile phones. So, for instance, if I say mein handy is kaputt, K-A-P-P-U-T-T. Kaputt means it's gone, it's repair, or that is what it is. And when I say mein handy is neu, neu means new. Yeah, neu, N-E-U. Neu means new. Mein handy means my phone or my mobile. Das handy. And see how they have named this word handy, mobile phones, no? Because it comes handy. And you hold it in your hands, so it's called handy. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
The next one is das
Yes.
Geld.
Code.
Ohne Geld, ohne Essen. Ohne Geld, ohne Auto. Ohne Geld, ohne Haus. Ohne Geld, ohne Leute.
No. No.
What do you need to buy all this? Ohne Geld, ohne Trinken. Ohne Cola. Ohne Geld, ohne Job. No, ohne Job, ohne Geld. That could be on the other way around. What do you need to buy all this? Yeah, someone said it.
Money.
Money, das
Yeah.
Geld is
Yes.
money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, das Geld means money. Geld is gold. That's what is a Sprichwort.
Yes.
Sprichwort is a proverb, which means like, you know, the money is gold at times. Yeah, it's what it is. Das Geld is. And what is the currency of Germany?
Euro.
Come
Euro.
again? Euro.
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 And how
Euro.
do we say that of Dutch? E
Euro.
and U.
Euro. Euro.
Euro.
Euro.
Europa. So anything like which starts with an digraphs E and U together, it does the pronunciation goes like oi. Yeah, it's euro and Europa. Europa means Europa.
Europe.
Very good. Europe is Europa. Euro. Teuer means costly. So we'll get back to these words, but then yeah. So that's Geld. And the last word, schon.
Again.
Schon is already or again. Schon. With an O umlaut. Die Frau is schon. Die Frau means the lady or the girl. Das Mädchen is schon. Die Frauen sind schon. The girls are only smiles I could see and smiles I could feel. The girls are, what do you say when you see a girl who is Looking lovely.
Smart.
Pretty.
Huh?
Smart.
Pretty.
Smarty, that is for boys. No.
Pretty.
Pretty, yeah, very close to pretty. It starts with the letter B in English.
Beautiful.
Oh
Beautiful.
my God, I have to really take classes like this, no? When I say the girls are, of course, it has to come like beautiful. I'm so sad with this class at times. Yeah, the girls are pretty. The girls are only pretty. The boys are not pretty or beautiful. They are smart, we can say. And when we say die Frau is schön, means the girl is pretty or beautiful. And for men, we say der Mann is nett. N-E-T-T. Nett is smart. Because women really don't really only like beautiful or pretty man. No, they don't want pretty man or beautiful man. They want a smart and a very, I
Fair.
saw, fair. Yeah, at times, yeah. But then they want a man who is sometimes, very honest. Net is kind. Net is smart. He is very. He's a gentleman. That's what a woman needs. Yeah, that's shown. Shown is beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to read out the words from the third row once again. So you can just like repeat it for you. Wiederholen Sie bitte das means wiederholen. Yeah, like how we have the word auf Wiedersehen. It's like again, right? Wieder means again. Wiederholen means to repeat. Noch einmal also is to say it again, but to repeat, really the word that they use is wiederholen Sie bitte das. Yeah, der Hunger, Moment, der Abend, das Auto, später, gleich, ja, nein, gut, das Haus, essen, trinken, das Handy, das Geld, schon. Das ist alles. Ja? Good. So these are all the often used words. And of course, we will, once we start the lessons, we never have to do some things like this. We don't have to put a table and learn the words, because in the lesson itself, you will be on the parallel way, you will be learning new words then and there. Okay. So then we come back to one thing that I can just read it for you. You don't have to write any of this, okay? I'm just going to read it, so you can just copy it maybe later from the lesson from your the Google Drive. I will put it in the Google Drive, so you will be able to really see it. Yeah. So there are like, as we already saw, bitte, danke, danke schön, vielen Dank means thanks, thank you very much, many thanks. Sometimes vielen Dank is many, many thanks. That's what it means. Bitte, bitte schön means you are welcome. For instance, if I'm going to say somebody read well, du hast es schon gut gemacht. You have done it so well. And when somebody says that, then you say, when I say that to you, you will say vielen Dank or danke, danke schön. And then I would say bitte schön. Yeah, which means you're welcome. And there is another word which also means gern geschehen, that you will actually learn at the end of A1, but I'm just bringing it because it's the same topic and same theme. You can also say gern geschehen. Gern geschehen means you are welcome. Bitte schön also, yeah, please don't mention it. That is what we say, don't mention it. It's okay, bitte schön. and that's what is you're welcome. Entschuldigen Sie bitte means excuse me, please. And entschuldigen Sie is a very formal way of asking excuse me. When you just walk, you hit on a very older person, you cannot say entschuldigung bitte. Because you give that respect to the old person whom you have just like passed by without seeing, or just maybe had a small friction. Then you would say entschuldigen Sie bitte. That means excuse me please in a formal way. And when you are going and you just hit a small boy, maybe like not hit, or I'm just saying like you pass by and you just happen to hit on them without notice. If it's a small boy, then you can say Entschuldigung bitte. Or tut mir leid, es tut mir leid. I'm sorry. In case if you have done something, or something you just like dashed on them and something fell down from their hands, then you should always say es tut mir leid. And yeah, es tut mir leid means I am sorry. Yeah. So danke, danke schön, vielen Dank. Bitte, bitte schön. Bitte. Entschuldigen Sie, bitte. And when you don't want to do a formal way, it is Entschuldigung. There is a difference. When you bring the subject, then it is Entschuldigen Sie bitte. Entschuldigen Sie bitte. Yeah. And when there is no subject, then you would say Entschuldigung. Excuse me. Yeah. Then when we come back, wie bitte? Noch einmal bitte. These are small things that we wrote right there also. Yeah. Wie bitte means I beg your pardon, or please can you come again once? Can you say that again once? Is wie bitte? What is it? I didn't understand. Pardon. Yeah. That's what is wie bitte. Noch einmal bitte. Once again, please. And then we come back to bitte wiederholen Sie das, or bitte wiederholen Sie means please repeat. Then if you are going to this new country and you see a person whom you think maybe English or Deutsch, you are not able to see find out whether this person speaks English. So you can say, ja, ich bin Karpagam. Ich weiß ein bisschen Deutsch means I know a little bit of German. Sprechen Sie English? Do you speak English? That's how we ask. Yeah. Sprechen Sie English oder Deutsch? Whichever is that. Sprechen Sie Deutsch oder English? Oder means or in of Deutsch. ODER is oder. Yeah. Ich spreche etwas, or etwas Deutsch you can use, or ich spreche kein Deutsch. I speak a little bit of Deutsch. Etwas means little. Kein is I don't speak German at all. The people would say they can't say ich spreche kein Deutsch. Ich spreche etwas Deutsch, maybe little German. Then we come back to ich verstehe das nicht, or ich verstehe nicht, which means I don't understand. Or you can come back to say I don't know. If you don't know the answer, then you can always say ich weiß nicht. Ich weiß nicht, which means I do not know, or I don't know. And you don't have any idea, then you would say keine Ahnung, means I don't have any idea of what you're talking about, or what does it mean. So you can say keine Ahnung. Yeah. Then you have einen Moment bitte, or einen Moment bitte, which means just a moment, please, can you wait? Or warten Sie bitte, which we wrote already. And there are like three. If at all there is a question, there is a yes or no question, or sometimes you don't know, maybe it could be true. That 50-50, right? That is what is ja means yes, nein means no, vielleicht means maybe. So when I ask you, verstehst du das? Do you understand? Sometimes you can say yes, sometimes you can say no. Sometimes it is blurred, right? Half you think you understand, but still you're not clear. Then you can always use this word vielleicht, means maybe. These are common phrases. You can read it like, every day at least once to really, practice and vorbereiten Sie bitte das. Einmal pro Tag means just do that once, one round of reading it to understand. Okay, then we go to the most important part, which is numbers. Numbers are very, very important and a little very different. Okay, before that, what I'm going to do when we will go to numbers, but before that, I'm going to send you to the breakout rooms. And your task is only one thing. You have to spell your name of Deutsch to the others. Yeah. For instance, if I'm saying ich heiße Karpagam, then I would say Karpagam, Karpagam. Or if I want to spell Ajay, then I would say A, Yot, A und Y. So just spell your name to each other and then come back. It will be a nice breathe out for you also. Then we will go to the numbers. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing right here. Is the task clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. 1 second. Okay. So I'm going to assign 3 rooms. Maybe you'll have 2 or 3 participants in your group.
Oh, I'll be.
What is it?
It's fabulous, ma'am.
Yeah, the city is also really fabulous, as you said, Ajul. It's so beautiful, the trees and everything. And of course, the Holocaust is something that I couldn't sleep for a long days. After coming from Berlin, I still had this heavy heart because, like when I have been to Kerala a lot of times, when you see the sea, till your eyes can see, you can see the blue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly when I went to Berlin, when I stood in this Holocaust memorial, till my eyes could see, I could see the graves. It was so like,
More.
I was so like, I couldn't sleep for many, many days after that because I went to the DDR museum. The DDR is DDR museum where you actually could see a little bit. They didn't show it much, but you can go into the website to see the museums. They're all many museums are available. A virtual tour is available. You can just go into the museums and see. There is a BMW museum, there is a Porsche museum. You can just go and see how it is. And this DDR museum had one space where it was like jailed. That is where it's the chamber. My God, I was like, almost my hands and legs were sweaty the time. It was so cold actually, but it was almost sweaty. That is the feeling that I had. And very, very contradicting to this, I went to Berchtesgaden. Berchtesgaden is a small city in Germany, which is in between Austria and Germany, but it belongs to Germany. Okay. In this Berchtesgaden was the eagle's nest. Have you heard of the eagle's nest?
No, ma'am.
It's where at the end Hitler lived his life. And it is like, it will go a very beautiful golden lift will be there. When you just are in, it takes you through the tunnel. It's actually in a almost like a mountain. Yeah. And they have dug the mountain so many years back. Just think about the technology that they had so many years back. And this is the same lift that was used by Hitler also. And he was sitting right there on the top because to really like, it's called the eagle's nest because eagle is a bird which actually has its nest on the cliff. But from there it could see its prey even if it is so down. Yeah, so that is why it is called the eagle's nest. And when I went there, I was like, really, if at all Hitler was there, I would have killed him and went to jail, kind of a feeling I had, at times. So like, you can see how much he has done. Enough is enough kind of feeling you'll have. Of course, many stories of people who have really lost their families, their husband, at times children, the mother who like actually has only like has two sons, must have lost both the sons in the war, and she was left all alone to live with. So there were many small personal stories, and it really touched my heart a lot. And to see the other part, like how Germany is now, it has built itself from the ruins. I can just have this image of, if you have seen Harry Potter, the Dumbledore's eagle, it just goes on. Like, it really burns out itself, and a small eagle comes out from the ash. That's the image of how Germany was. It completely was burned down completely in 1980, like 40s, and in the video, if you have noticed down, there was something called a checkpoint Charlie. Yeah, this is nothing but the space where on the left, I'm just giving you an example of left and right. After checkpoint Charlie was ruled by Russia, this side of checkpoint Charlie was ruled by USA. So if you see the map, which actually was divided into West and East Germany, the East Germany people had to go to Berlin to take, like, for instance, on an overnight, it was said that they are going to build a wall. Many families were separated. Husbands were there in East Germany, wives were there in West Germany, and it was so difficult. And you can really know the rich history of Germany, how it has been through the world wars. And if you are very curious, you should look at the websites to see or learn about that more. Why do we need this? Because if you are learning a language, your interest leans towards what is this country made of? What is this language all about? How are these people? And this really speaks for itself. When you're interested in that, I think you
Yeah,
would be
ma'am.
interested in the languages.
Ma'am, by the way,
Yeah.
what's about the climate there?
Climate, weather is usually winters. So they have only 3 months of summer: June, July, and August. Yeah. So you can see all the four prominent seasons. You know the prominent seasons, no? Summer, winter, autumn, and spring.
Oh,
So January, so I'll start with the spring, which starts somewhere in March, April, May, mid, 2.5 months, it's spring, where you can see the bare trees having small leaves and all that. And then June, July, August, mid will be summer. It's scorching heat. Sometimes it has gone to 40 degree also, but the heat, even if it is like 30, 32 degree, which is very nominal in Coimbatore for us, which it will be like poking your skin through. Like, it is a very different kind of a heat you experience right there. And I get a lot of sunburns when I go there, but I don't get sunburns here. So I can see, like, my doctor always tells me that the heat is like, if it goes through your skin is sensitive, that's true, but the other way around, you don't get like the rashes when it is 40 degree. I have been to Chennai also a lot of times when it is summer, but the heat there is very pricky kind of heat you have. August mid, from there onwards, you can see that the autumn starts. The autumn starts, like, you can see the beautiful change of color of the leaves, which is my most favorite one. You can see that the trees are completely turned into orange, yellow, and red colors. And autumn is one of the best seasons to go to a tour between Europe. It would be wonderful. And then November end, from September, October, November end, your this thing starts. Like, Oktoberfest is one festival which happens in autumn, because your cooling climate starts, and that's where people start celebrating, rather, like, later in December. Of course, they have their Christmas. So November, December, definitely they have snow. And it is said, like, there are like superstitious beliefs there as well. They say if that's a white Christmas, they wait for a white Christmas. What do we mean by white Christmas? It means like it has to snow before the Christmas and they have to see the whole land white, which is lucky for them for the next year, is what they think. That's one of the beliefs that they have.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't. I cannot say whether it's true or not, but this is one of the beliefs that they have. And February, so December, Jan, and February is the most peak coldest climates. You can see that in the graph also. February will be the peak. It's very, very cold. That's where you will really explode yourself because of this winter depression. I have had winter depressions a lot of times. I would just tell my husband, I'm going back to India. Never I'm going to come to this country again. And once spring starts, everything vanishes. Yeah, that's right. That's what is about the climate. Any other questions? Do you have any
Yeah,
thoughts? Yes,
ma'am,
What
Vishnu.
I
about
have a doubt.
Poland?
Yes, Vishnu.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. Is there any temples in Germany?
Yeah, there are temples and there are churches. Churches, of course, you have seen a lot. And there are mosques also. So, for instance, churches, you can see, like, you can go to your church. There are like Catholics and there are Protestants. I have never seen Syrians, the Jews. Like, of course, there are Jews. Of course, it is a place for Jews. But I heard from one of the person, like, Jews are Syrian Christians. I don't know very clearly. I'm very bad with that. But then I've never seen Pentecost or somebody. But Protestants and Catholics I've seen. There are two churches. There are there are like membership for these churches and all that. And temples, it's usually in Berlin has a temple, but the temple is usually inside a flat apartment. So you go inside an apartment, it's usually is like quite a little bigger than usual. It would be like around like 2000 square feet or something. They will have all the idols and every city will have their own temples. You can go to the temple and that's where we have a community to meet. You will see like the Indians, all the Indians come there, and all the gods will be there mostly. It looks like sometimes it looks mostly like this ISKCON temple. Have you been to ISKCON? You will have Krishna, you'll have Rama, Sita, you'll have, of course, in this temple, you'll have Muruga and Ganesha also. So all the gods are there in one place.
oh.
Yeah. Oh, Albert, you had something, Thomas.
Nothing, ma'am.
Nothing? You wanted to say something? I heard something
Uh,
when I was.
what about Poland? Poland.
Poland, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have heard it's a very cold country than Germany. So I think that's one place I have not visited. We had to really cancel off the trip because we had only 3 months of visa and we didn't want to take a big risk. So, and the climate was very cold that time, and with two small children, we didn't want to go. But I've been to many other countries like Sweden, that Norway. I have not been there to Norway, but yeah, Belgium, Netherlands, France, Italy, then Switzerland, Croatia,
Spain?
Budapest. Yeah, Barcelona. That's an amazing city
Paris.
to die for. Paris also. Paris is my favorite. I have many favorites, of course, but Paris is one of my favorites. Yeah, Paris is awesome. Netherlands also, actually, Amsterdam is awesome. You should really go with the right group. Really, you'll enjoy. You need to know where and what. You have to do a lot of research. Before I go to any trip, I used to do a lot of research, 2 months of research. What is good, what is not, all of that. Yeah. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? Ajmal, you should tell us about the history of Germany. You are the historian. I'm talking a lot about Germany as if I know a lot, but I think you should tell us about.
No, I don't know much, man. About Germany.
Okay, yeah, that's right. It's okay. I think it is one of the country to really live. It has a very good quality of life, and it is very safe. There is a lot of opportunities for youngsters. Just making the right use of it is important. And as Thomas asked me, like when you are in Poland, when you are studying in Poland, you should make sure that you go to one of these countries, either to Germany or to France, to look for opportunities, because France also has a lot of opportunities. And once you know the language, it makes life easier. Yeah.
True, ma'am.
I think it's already time. It's like 5 more minutes. I don't want to push you with numbers after speaking so well about okay, come back, we will learn numbers. No, I can't do that. So maybe if you have any questions, thoughts, you can ask. Otherwise, we can leave. It's just 5 more minutes. And just like have this curiosity about the food, and they have a very different type of food. Okay, so do you all eat like the red meat? Like, do you eat beef and pork?
Everything.
Everything.
There's no problem.
It should just either, like my brother always says, until it's a human, I leave humans for now. He says. He's a marine engineer by profession, and I can relate to it because marine, yeah, of course, you don't get really all the foods what you like, but they have all these frozen foods, so they can make it and eat. Of course, not him, the cook can make it. And he says, he says he had eaten every single thing in the world, whatever, because he travels, he has been there in the industry for more than 10 years now. So, yeah. Yeah. And is anyone looking forward to go to Poland very soon? There is one person who's leaving. They are looking out for the tickets on 25th of October. Anyone from this group? No? No? Okay. Ajil, I didn't like. I do remember certain things about what you said, but what is your like? Have you applied for the university, or are you looking for a job? You're on mute.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I'm looking for a job, not a
Okay.
study.
Okay. But you can also look at, if at all you feel like you can afford an education, you really have to look at the German university.
Okay.
Poland, of course, I truly like, I know like you are all with synergy and everything. I don't
Yeah.
want to really take off anything. But the other way around, look for the universities. What is
Yeah,
it?
actually,
Don't get.
Sujitha said me that sometimes it may be necessary to do me a little course there, regarding my job.
Okay. You
So,
should look for it,
yeah,
because it's like, it's more about like, if you could afford it, like that question comes, right? When you can afford it, what is this affording? Because they don't have tuition fee at all. I hope you know that, right? They don't
yeah,
have tuition fee. They only have to have all this maintenance, like for instance, food, accommodation, all of this is something. And the other way around, people do miss the opportunity thinking the language is difficult. You can pick out an English course which will be taught in English, of course, but the other way around, you will get to know the culture and everything. That is also one thing
yeah,
that you could
of
do.
course, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, so that is all from me. Das ist alles von mir. Und schönen Wochenende means happy weekend. Any plans for weekend?
Nothing plan, ma'am.
No planning. Faulenzen. Weißt du, was Faulenzen ist? Do you know what is Faulenzen? Lazing around.
Racing around. Okay.
Faulenzen. Yeah, ich mag Faulenzen. On Sundays, I do that. I don't cook. I don't do anything. I just like roam around in my house for some time.
Okay. But I have
It's
some
good to do that.
meetups.
Huh?
Yeah, I have some plans, ma'am, today by this weekend. We had
Oh,
a
that's nice.
little get together with my friends.
Wow. It's like now get-togethers becomes luxury.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that's how it is. Okay, so have a good weekend, and let us see on Monday, where we will learn about numbers and some other phrases. And
Choose, ma'am.
keep the touch. Yeah, just do that
Yes,
one round of learning the phrases, so you are comfortable with it.
of
Choose,
course.
ma'am.
Tschüss, auf
Thank you.
Wiedersehen.
Auf
Auf
Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Tschüss,
Choose,
auf
choose
Wiedersehen,
of Wiedersehen.
Ajmal. Auf
Auf Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen, Ajmal. Tschüss,
Cheers, man.
Vishnu. Choose, Brijesh. Where is your counterpart? Where is this boy? Aldo and both the friends are missing, isn't it today? Aldo is also missing. That Ajay is also missing. Maybe they are out for some plan. I should ask. Okay, see you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Okay, ma'am.
Happy weekend. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy weekend.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, you too. Have a good weekend. Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
You don't want to leave?
I'm leaving.